Now the next step is to go in and check out our velocity. So let's take a listen to the first section. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is grab these two guys, bring them up a little bit, and the snare I want to bring up even more because I want everyone to know when the drummer's coming in, he's coming in. And you'll notice when I raise the velocity of these notes, they get darker. And if I subtract the velocity, they get lighter. So you can actually kind of visually assess the velocity of your notes. Nice snap there, the snare. Move on to the next section. All right, I feel like the snare should be a little bit louder. So I'm going to grab those guys, pop them up a little bit. I'm also going to grab the rest of this section and raise them up. This way we're creating a dynamic that when the intro's coming in, it's nice and loud, the snare is nice and loud, and when we come into this verse section, it's going to get a little bit quieter, and then once we get to the chorus, we'll bring it back up and increase the excitement of the song. Let's take a listen here. Great. I'm also going to increase the accented snares here just a bit too because he's going to be wailing on those guys. Great. Great. So next, we are going to check out the verse. So for the touch, touch, touch me accent, we should definitely grab these snares, bring them up, create that excitement. Next section is our chorus. So I'm going to grab all the kicks and snares here until the roll. I'm going to bring them all up. And the velocity of the roll will be a left, right, left, right. They usually hit a little harder on that first hit. So by changing the velocity of these notes, it creates the two-handed roll effect. And one stick's usually hitting at a pretty regular velocity and the other one's kind of filling in. So you get a more natural drum fill. Let's go to these next guys here. And I'll just grab all these here. I'm going to bring those guys up. Pops. We need to change the velocity of those too. So the first note will be a little bit lower because he'll be ready in anticipation to hit that second note. So he'll hit the first one a little bit lighter than the second one. Yeah, so you can see right there the velocity difference. So, and it will make a difference in the way that your drums sound. So you need to think about little things like that. When a drummer's about to do several things in a row, what will he do harder? What will he do softer? Keep moving on here. These guys are all been raised. We have another roll here that I will change up. And lastly, pull these guys up. So we've created a little bit louder element here with our chorus. So the intro comes up, the verse goes down, and then the chorus goes even louder than the intro was. So we're creating different dynamics in our drums. And it will essentially create a great dynamic in our song and make our song more exciting, which is what we all want to do when we're recording our music. I'm just going to go ahead and grab all these hi-hats and pull the velocity down. They seem a little bit loud, and I don't feel like the drummer would be hitting them that hard, so that might have been too much. You pull it back up just a little bit. There we go. It's a little more natural. And then we come to the next part. We want to bring our snares up. So this is all nice and steady here. What we're going to do here for this build-up, we're going to select all the notes, and I'm actually going to take my pencil tool and start just a little bit under where we started and draw a diagonal line straight up. So you can see it's going to start building in velocity, which is going to create a cool effect that the same thing a drummer would do, where he would start a little lower and build up. Might have been a little too low, so I'm just going to grab all of them, pull them up. Let's listen to that in context so you can really get the feel of it. There you go. And now we've got our chorus. So first off, I'm going to grab all my kicks and snares, raise them up. Going to get in here with the drum roll and create the two-handed roll effect. And pull all these up. Get this roll. I like the first note to be a little louder because he's getting ready to go into that roll. It's exciting. Just the littlest variation makes the biggest difference. And again, you can do this to taste. You can spend more time on it. You can spend endless time on this. And that's the beauty of using MIDI and programming drums, is that your options really are endless and you're not chained to the performance. When you've created these drums, you can go in and manipulate them and change them and experiment. It's a beautiful thing. Grab these, bring them up, and then my two-note little ditty here. The first note's going to be just a little softer because he's going to be ready to hit twice. This, I'm going to bring up the snares just a little bit before he gets to the rolls. Just a little bit, just to create this excitement. And then here, I'm going to raise them a little more. Then I'm going to variate these for the two-handed roll. Here we go. Always best to give yourself a lot of room. We've got the same kind of deal here. We're going to grab all these, and I'm going to draw a line upward, and I'm going to make this actually match up here. These guys will need to be adjusted. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pull these guys down just a little bit, that open hi-hat. All right. Down to our roll here. Now, when you're doing drum rolls, you have to actually visualize the drummer playing. And what he's going to do is his normal roll. We've moved these. And as he goes around the drum set, he's going to get a little bit less energy around. So it's not going to be a straight. He's kind of going to lose a little steam around the corner. So what we're going to do is variate these first. And then I'm going to grab these guys 4 at a time for each tom and pull them down. So as we go around, there's less velocity. So let's hear how that sounds. It should sound more realistic. Definitely. Let's hear this all in context real quick. Great. Gonna pull these guys up. Our chorus. Get our velocity going here for our roll. Pull these up. Change our roll. Pull these up. And change the roll again. And I like to make them all a little different. That's why I don't open up the event operations and type in numbers and associate it every roll the same. Doing it by hand, you're going to get a little bit of that human element as well. So I like to just pull the MIDI notes. Now with these, I'm actually going up to a specific number that is in the left-hand corner there, right by the velocity tab. It shows up right about here. So for the intro, I believe I went up to about 11. For the choruses, I'm going up to 15. And that's that dynamic level that we're creating. So our choruses should be bigger than our verses. And that's kind of a general rule of thumb in rock music production. And these last guys here, pull them all up. And the fill at the end, we can just create a little difference in hits. This guy. There we go. All right, let's take a listen to this ending and see how it sounds. Sounded real good.